works on many levels because it's not just like the gory stuff, it's the simple stuff. It's being locked inside that pressure, the claustrophobia, being stuck in there and how that can mess with your brain. It's going in that cold water plunge and you don't know if something's going to pull you down. I think it just works on not just a visceral level, but a mental level.
Also, I think the brutalism of the compound, right? I think that specific architecture is so well thought out, because when things become so high elitist, it becomes to look like and feel like a prison. And I think just seeing the bedroom of Cameron Cade when he's at the compound is eerie. And also the sound design. Like, I think sound design is one of the biggest things that can add to the scare factor for these films.
Yeah, and it's the simple stuff. Like, you sleeping and somebody get up and just throw water on you. Like, where am I? Or someone just get up and rips the covers off you. Those things are frightening. So it's a constant frightening experience. Yeah. I'm very different than Isaiah, where I walk around with a lot more light, and it's weird. I'm a lot more secure, right? I don't really have an insecurity about competition because I feel like there's only one me, and my journey and whatever I've been through and how I approach my art and how long and how persistent I am in my craft, that is an individual journey between Marlon and the mirror. Yeah. But I think with Isaiah, I dove in this pool to find Isaiah, and I looked up and I saw a broken Marlon, and I was like, wait, you're not done yet. So I'm gonna take Isaiah and I'll have Isaiah breathe life into Marlon, and now Marlon is going to have his best years because the two of us found each other.
Yeah. For me, I definitely found myself in Cameron because, I used to play football, but like being introduced to people where, they cause you to feel like you have imposter syndrome. And I know what it's like to want to pursue a dream of being great at, I used to play soccer and I wanted to do that. And then I played for a Division I winning football team at Florida State. So I think, I found myself in that, but also I think how I'm a little different is, I think Cameron Cade is a little more, reserved rather than, me as Tyriq. I'm more outgoing. And I think, there's certain things in my life that I've been through to where how I react to it is being like more goofy and connecting with people. And I think that's where me and Marlon really connected on this set, where we could show up, lock into our characters when he says action and cut. But I think the real work was when I'm like knocking his door down during lunch to bother him, and he's I'm trying to get a nap. I'm trying to get a nap in. I'm like, oh, we don't need a nap. But that was the rapport that was built, that I think the relationship was even more authentic.
Only Jordan Peele and Monkeypaw could bring a psychological horror movie set in the world of football and make it a crazy yet super exciting experience.
Yeah. I think Monkeypaw is able to deliver you important cinema, but in a organic, digestible way that when you watch it, you crave more of it. And I think with this film, I've seen it once. I just am dying to see it again and again and again, because I think you can watch this film once for just the pure enjoyment. You can watch it again for the sound design. You can watch it again for a different theme that you might want to.
You can watch it again just for the soundtrack.
The soundtrack.
Great
God.
visuals. I mean, Justin Tipping, who directed this movie, did an amazing job, and kudos to Monkeypaw for guiding him through this vision.
And Monkeypaw, they know who to put where, because they have a specific taste, a specific vision, and them putting Justin Tipping as the captain of the ship, he was able to really get the right people in the right places to give you the movie that you see today. So
the moments in the film that make it a horror are definitely the suspense and the blood and those moments where they're difficult to watch, but also can't look away. So it definitely gives you the palpitations and the sweaty hands and all of that. It did for me, for sure. In terms of the dreams versus nightmares, I think your dreams can very quickly become your nightmares. And I always tell people to be careful what they wish for, because so often we see things the way we want to see them and not for what they actually really are. So, I think it's just so important to be mindful of, when it doesn't feel good anymore and that it's okay to let it go. And if it's not serving you anymore, and there's nothing wrong with that, it doesn't mean you're a failure. If you're holding on to something in fear, that's not, that's not the way to live. I think Elsie is the perfect partner in crime, as she's just as committed to maintaining the illusion and the facade and making their lives seem aspirational and just like a dream, to lure people towards it. And that's really, I think, her biggest reason for being there, I guess, even though she has her own motives and is very much driven by self and self-preservation, survival, and she has her own goals, her own agenda. But, she does what is expected of her also. I mean, Justin is just such an amazing director, such a visionary, such a clear vision, but also really trusts his cast to make choices and take risks. And, kind of, he wouldn't call cut at the end of a scene. He would just linger and wait and see what we would come up with. And it was just he's just a very, very supportive director and super, super, super fun to work with.
The psychology of what it takes to be the greatest takes its toll in this movie and has a residual effect. So we also get to force an audience to experience like the psychological horror of the dark side of that mentality in ways where you don't know what's real, what's not, and you could start to lose a sense of yourself. And I think that was one of the scariest concepts for me, even in my own journey of filmmaking, is pursuing this thing, and then I sacrifice how many birthdays or weddings or the birth of and at what point is it so much that you start to lose yourself? I think what's terrifying about that idea is that at that point, you look in the mirror and you wouldn't know. You've just become something else, and a bit of who your authenticity is changed. Collaborating with someone like Jordan Peele and someone of his caliber who's already created this Monkeypaw universe under the Universal banner is basically every filmmaker's dream come true, because it's known for taking risks, subverting expectations, like good mischief, fun, and an enjoyable ride, while at the same time pulling from art house inspiration and tackling bigger societal and systemic issues. So it's really a unique opportunity that I didn't take lightly. And to have someone like, I don't think this movie gets made without someone like Jordan championing me, and forever grateful to them for allowing me to be my weird, crazy self and kind of guiding me through the process.